Hello and welcome back everyone, and Wolf here with even more Star Wars The Old Republic, playing as Hask, my Sith warrior, and we were doing an interlude part. We were doing our second flashpoint known as Hammer Station, now that we have our own personal starship, this Fury class interceptor. We have been tasked by our master Darth Baras to deal with two potentially discovered spies within his network. One on the world of Balmorra, and the other on the smuggler's moon of SWTOR. So, let us head to Balmorra first. While we, as an Imperial, will be heading to Balmorra, players of the Republic will be travelling to the world of Taris. And over time, we will be switching positions and undoing the effort that the other has put in. So, let's get ourselves underway, shall we? Between the previous video and this one, I have spent a little bit of time upgrading my item modifications. We are wearing level 42 mods right now, which has bumped up my attributes and therefore my stats accordingly. And I think that was it, really. I don't think there's anything else I need to mention. No. Nope, that's fine. Right, let's get ourselves underway. So, Balmorra. It's within the Corwood worlds. And is controlled by the Sith Empire. Once an independent corporate and manufacturing world, Balmorra was defended by the Republic and conquered by the Empire during the war. Now the corporations have mostly fled, local collaborators have been rewarded with positions in the Imperial puppet government, and an entrenched and well-armed resistance opposes the Empire's rule. Despite brutal retaliation by the Imperial military against military and civilian targets, the battle to eliminate the resistance drags on. Droid factories and industrial waste sites have become battlegrounds. The main Balmorran spaceport is in the city of Sobrik, an Imperial military stronghold heavily fortified against resistance attacks. So we have our own dedicated spaceport, so that's where we'll be landing. We're meant to be coming here at about level 16 to 20, so we'd probably be level synced down to 21, 22. And currently the light side is victorious. I mean, yay. Since we're actually enhancing the light side. Whoops.
You've arrived on Balmorra. Excellent. Your contact there is Lieutenant Malavai Quinn. I trust you'll find him most helpful.
Where can I find this man?
Quinn will meet you in his offices at Sobrik headquarters. We will speak again as soon as he has briefed you.
Oh. Normally, we would get a much larger briefing there, but it seems we're going to be briefed by this Lieutenant Quinn. Interesting. Very well. I think they mentioned they had sent someone out to investigate the spy here on Balmorra. Potentially a Jedi. Obviously the agent we were interrogating on Droman Castle was sent to SWTOR. But I think he did mention someone was sent here to check in on the spy on Balmorra. They confirmed Norman Carr's apprentice's ability. Oh. And if we're interested in aiding Imperial efforts, here's the start of the world mission.
My lord, welcome to Balmorra. I hope you like bomb-to-pieces mudholes. Captain Rigel, Imperial Conquest Consolidation Corps. When the Empire invades, we're the ones who seal the deal. Don't suppose you're aware of the situation here on Balmorra?
I've been briefed, but I could use more details.
It's war, bloody and limitless. The Empire invaded Balmorra in the last war, but we've been spinning our wheels in the mud ever since. Resistance fighters think they can drive the Empire off Balmorra. We're here to prove them wrong.
How do you expect to succeed where the Imperial Army has failed?
We are the army too. Other soldiers just don't have the capability to handle our kind of specialized missions. The Balmorran government in exile, backed by Minister of Defense Vol Argen, is giving us fits, backing a strong faction of the Resistance. The Minister is safely off-planet, but if we break his allies here, we break him. We break him, we break the Resistance.
What about the rest of the Balmorran government in exile?
Vol Argen is the only one with military experience, and he's the most vocal. When we destroy his power base and wipe the floor with his whiskers, none of the others will have the backbone to oppose us. That's why we need to take everything out. Do we have the privilege of your support?
I will hunt the Empire's enemies, and I will break them.
We are most honored to have you, my lord. My second-in-command, Lieutenant Davril, is masterminding Phase 1 of what we like to call Operation Breaking Point. You'll find him in Sobrik. He's got plans to blow the Balmorran resistance sky high. I think you'll like them.
Okay, so Captain Rigel is the guy who's kind of orchestrating Operation Breaking Point. But he's given us... or he's sending us to his second-in-command for further briefing. Sounds familiar. Okay. Let's see what's happening out in Sobrik City.
Welcome to the war zone. Get ready for a bumpy ride.
So we have a giant kind of planetary shield activated. Incoming artillery fire. Anti-air turrets. Anti-personnel turrets. Droid patrols. Yeah, definitely an occupied city. Lots of turrets on the walls as well. Kind of narrow choke points. We have our heroic mission terminal, of course. There's a lot of heroic missions here. Some of which aren't available during the main time that you're here. Once you've completed the main world quest, you can also complete a series of bonus missions, which can obviously give you a bit more background into the situation on this planet. And that's where some of the flashpoints will also be relevant. We'll leave the heroic missions in the terminal here, though we'll probably pick up one or two from NPCs we encounter as we're running about. But there's plenty of missions here in Sobrik City. Some of them within the city itself. Some of them will actually get us out. The exit to Sobrik City is down here. And then if we pull out, Sobrik City is situated right in the center of the explorable Balmorra. There is... how to describe this? You have Gorinth Canyon, but then you also have an area known as the Gorinth Plateau, which is a raised area which runs alongside the canyon. We have the Mokharan Plains, and then of course we have the Sundari Flatlands. Each of these areas we will be visiting over time. The Farnell Research Facility isn't so important, unless we were a member of the Republic, because that's where they will be landing. The Republic won't have a dedicated spaceport. They have to make their way down here on troop shuttles. But let's see what missions are available. By order of the Imperial Governor of Balmorra, Licinius Melchio, Resistance forces outside Sobrik have ambushed 4 Dubak convoys sent to the Troida military workshop within the last week, with substantial losses of personnel and material. Imperial Intelligence's tireless efforts have revealed seismic sensors hidden throughout the road to Troida. These sensors allow the Resistance to track Dubak convoys and avoid our armoured walker patrols. This continued insurrection will not be tolerated. Volunteers are sought to set off the seismic sensors, destroy the ambushers, and bring the power cores to the military workshop for study. So, it seems there's 4 sensors we need to activate and then claim the power cores of. We have this non-Imperial individual.
Hey there. You got a second? Oh, you're one of them Sith Lords. I ain't seen one of those before. Am I supposed to, bow or something? I, bet you could get me to who's in charge.
Why would the Empire have any interest in a little worm like you?
I'm part of the Resistance. Or was. I mean, it's dead. We've known that since you set our own droids against us. I want to come out of this with my head. I got info. Right here. Where the rebels are. What they're hitting. Introduce me to the Mucky Mucks, and I'll trade them the rest for a berth off-planet.
You want to defect?
Now you're getting it. Help me out. I think Lieutenant Trishota handles defections, but he's been targeted a few times, so he don't take people off the street anymore. You convince him I'm the real goods, and I'd bet he'd cut you in a finder's fee.
Ah, Griffin. We'll speak to that intelligence officer in just a moment. See, Griffin, the problem is, for me to convince this lieutenant that you're the real goods, you needed to convince me that you were the real goods. Otherwise, how do I not know that you are also an assassin?
Are you the officer who deals with defectors?
My lord, my poor station is honored by your presence. I'm Lieutenant Trishota. High Command has tasked me to learn how these rebels think, as distasteful as that is. Have you found a candidate? Someone of enough value for the Empire to recruit instead of capture?
A man named Griffin Remus. He gave me this intel already. Why don't you torture him for anything else he's got?
I'll send my men to pick him up. Thank you, my lord. Forgive me the paltry payment for your service. We have a standard rate.
Vet did not approve, but as I say, maybe I should have had a look at that data pad he apparently handed us. Maybe that could have proved real convincing.
My lord, I have heard much about your accomplishments. I understand you are not averse to occasional off-the-record tasks which require some discretion. One of our officers has just had an unfortunate dust-up with a valuable delegate, and we need to doctor the results.
Why don't you lay out the situation first?
This officer recently quarreled with one of our Chiss delegates. The delegate did not survive. The Chiss have provided crucial intelligence here and elsewhere in the war. It would not do to strain relations with them.
What exactly is your plan?
We have doctored a security recording to make it appear that Balmorran rebels attacked the delegate. We need someone with no direct connection to this officer to go to the room where the murder occurred and upload the doctored footage to the security cameras.
With luck, we can turn this into a galvanizing point against the rebels.
Just tell me where to go.
The delegate was killed in the back room of a cantina. I'll give you the coordinates. Just tell our man at the door that you're working for Breredan, and he'll let you pass.
Okay. I remember doing this quest for my Imperial agent, which was a bit awkward, kind of split loyalties with this Chiss delegate being Chiss ourselves.
Finally, let's relax and kick off our boots.
Yeah, we only just got here though, Vet, unfortunately. Still plenty of things for us to do. I mean, would you like to do some dancing while I'm busy doctoring the footage? No, I guess not.
I'm working for Breredan.
Ah, great. The bodyguard droids of the delegate are still active and hostile.
Better check I still have all my parts.
Uploading the false security footage. And while we're here,
You won't find a better bargain.
we have some more customizations for our companions. So I think we saw a few of these already.
Come back anytime.
Let's go back to that intelligence officer, let him know the task has been complete. And then we need to go see Lieutenant Davril and Lieutenant Quinn.
I handled your cover-up. As far as anyone will know, the rebels killed that Chiss.
Excellent. And I have heard nothing of it, which is even better. Please accept this payment for your service and your silence.
Indeed. Right, so let's see. We have the headquarters situated right here. Let's speak to Lieutenant Davril first.
My lord, word of your talent precedes you. I'm honored. You're well aware of the situation, I'm sure. The government in exile, the resistance, cowards. If my lord is willing, we're going to bury them in their little hidey holes.
So what exactly do you want me to do?
The old government's sending generators to the resistance, powering their artillery. The resistance has given pardons to Balmorra's worst killers in exchange for a little guard duty. Phase 1 of Operation Breaking Point is to destroy those generators and put those killers to sleep. You in?
I signed up to serve the Empire, and I intend to do it.
From the looks of you, I'd say you mean it. The generators are in the Nibre warehouse. If you can blow them to pieces, you'll show the Balmorran resistance it takes more than cold-blooded killers to stop the Empire.
Okay. Deal with some released criminals. Shut down the generators powering some of their artillery. Not a problem.
Sir, I apologize, sir. It was the best I could do.
If that's your best, you're useless to me. I can shoot you dead with a clear conscience. Is that what you want?
No, sir.
Then focus, Jillins. Dismissed. I apologize for the delay, my lord. Lieutenant Malavai Quinn. I'm to be your liaison here on Balmorra.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
And to you, my lord. Lord Barris will brief you personally, but I'm to acquaint you with the climate here on Balmorra first.
By all means, go ahead.
Even though the Empire wrestled control of Balmorra from the Republic during the war, we were never able to completely eradicate them. There is a rather sizable resistance movement. No one wants to admit it, but it's clear that the Republic is backing it.
The Republic cannot be tolerated.
I agree, my lord. It is my dream to see our enemy vanquished. I have a secure line to Lord Barris. I'll patch him through immediately.
Ah, I see you have convened with my apprentice. Very good, Lieutenant. Leave us. Quinn owes his career to me, but we should keep the details of your mission between the two of us. We must act swiftly. Noman Kar's Padawan has directed the Jedi's suspicions to my undercover spy there on Balmorra. Do you recall this?
Of course. I remember everything.
Good. I'll get to the point. My spy is Commander Rylan of the Republic Resistance. He is the central contact for all my operatives in this sector. Unfortunately, Quinn is tracking an investigator that the Jedi have sent. That means we have to cover our tracks before you kill Rylon. Your first mandate is to destroy evidence that links Rylon to the sabotaging of Balmorra's defense systems during the war. To do so, you must break into the satellite control tower. Quinn reports that the tower is a death trap of mechanical security.
Are there any special requirements?
Quinn has everything you'll need. I'll summon him back. Remember, he is not to know the reason for your mission. I'll be in touch.
My lord, I've prepared what you need for your assault on the satellite control tower. In order to destroy the mainframe, you'll mount this charge to the base and activate it. Then contact me and I'll be able to detonate.
Okay. Commander Rylon.
I will be waiting for your contact once your siege of the satellite control tower is complete.
Sounds like a rather prestigious position for a spy as well. I mean, he's probably been embedded within the Republic Resistance. Either the Republic or a member of the Balmorran Resistance, or both, for quite some time. Probably during the Great Galactic War. Darth Barris has certainly been planting people in positions of power for quite some time. The satellite control tower is actually in the Markaran Plains. We're not going to be looking to do that for quite some time. Well, I say quite some time, I mean we're not going to be doing that this video. Let's see, we're going to be sticking around the Gorinth Canyon and Sobrik City. Before we leave and look into those seismic sensors, we do have a heroic mission here.
Convoys travelling to the Troida military workshop require armed escorts, and escort personnel are not available at this time.
So, you're telling me we've got your whole blasted empire behind us, and you can't even find... Oh, sir, I didn't mean... obviously, the might of the Empire is focused on more urgent, activities. Yes. Glory to the Empire.
Is there some problem here?
The Troider military workshop requires fresh supplies for its wartime operations. Supplies are shipped from here by due-back convoy. The Resistance forces responsible for the raids against our Troider convoys are encamped in a series of caves nearby. Reconnaissance teams have finally pinpointed the location of this Resistance encampment. Given your extensive abilities, you could eliminate this threat once and for all.
I look forward to making the Resistance pay for their transgressions.
The mission will have two primary objectives. Objective 1 is to eliminate Resistance forces and defensive emplacements in the area. The second objective is to retrieve a set of stolen Imperial power regulators that the Resistance is using and destroy their main generator.
The Resistance will be punished for their crimes, and the Empire will have its stolen property returned.
We will await your return. Good luck.
Okay, so recover the power regulators. Destroy 4 defensive emplacements. Fairly straightforward. Have to remember these power cores are going to be taken from the Seismic Sensors. Have to be taken to the Troider workshop as well. So, yeah, the Resistance are waiting just outside the city for us.
Scare me?
We do have a bonus to defeat 20 of the Resistance forces. And here's the first Seismic Sensor. With the Seismic Sensors, you have to be careful, because you don't just open up the sensor, you then need to actually gain the power core. Oh, he died standing up. Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. Yeah, so we open up the sensor. And take the power core. Very nice. Oh, we actually killed one convict or killer there. As if we were heading towards the Nibre warehouse where the generators are housed. We have these shielded turrets. Sensors is over here, I believe. Oh, there it is. Okay, so the Troider military workshop is just down over here. Do we want to head that way just yet? tell you what, before we do that, let's head down to the Nibre warehouse. Let's go just deal with those generators, and then we'll head back up and look into grabbing the power regulators back from the Balmorran resistance base, which is just here. Oh, we have a bounty hunter.
I'm going to haunt you. Better check I still have all my parts.
Perfect. Is the bonus mission complete? Oh. I thought we were going to stab our lightsaber into it. Go. So we can go back to Lieutenant Davril as well, let him know that the generators have been disabled. There are artillery pieces on the top of the warehouse, but they won't be getting power anymore. And into the Resistance kind of base of operations here. This could be somewhat frustrating. From what I remember, the Resistance Sentinels like to either knock your character about or stun them in some way. And since I'm playing as a tank, they'll be focused on me. So let's find out.
When I die, I'm going to haunt you.
Okay, they didn't knock me around there. But still early days. So we have... So look, we have a bonus mission to defeat 25 of the Resistance forces and to defeat a Resistance tactician. There are 2 tacticians in this base. So the Sentinels can, they stun us. Activated my enraged defense for the ticking of health, and we're almost at max health again. From almost 50% before we started that fight. You can see that our sweeping slash isn't really all that effective anymore at dealing damage. I can't remember we have this backhand ability as well. I'm gonna have to re-jiggle my skills. Sorry, I know what I have. So we have to push back as well. Yeah. Gotta use my force choke a bit more often. Here's the power regulators we were asked to retrieve. We need to locate the tactician. There's one over here somewhere. But there's an easier one to get to next to the base's generators. Thankfully, because we're in an instanced area, enemies aren't respawning, so we don't need to fight our way back out of here. Sometimes that's not the case. Some heroics you end up have to fight your way in and fight your way out, and that can be a pain in the ass. Companion gift there, some new health packs. There's the generators. First things first, let's thread the needle and jump on this tactician.
Stop! Please! Wait! We need this generator. If you destroy it, we'll all die.
Your name, now.
My name is Men. My village was raised in the war. The few of us who survived came here to find shelter. Please, we are not part of the resistance. We haven't hurt anyone. We just need someplace to go when our homes were destroyed.
It pains me to hear that.
I'm begging you. We won't survive without power. And we have nowhere else to go. Can't you just leave the generator running?
Stand aside, unless you want to go with it.
Ah! What are we gonna do?
There is nothing further. The Empire's interests in this sector will see marked improvement thanks to your actions. Good day.
Yeah, it pains me to hear that civilians are nestled up against resistance members and that their suffering is going to only increase, but well, it shouldn't have happened. These things do just occur. Ooh, new earpiece, new implant. Happy days. Yeah, I felt sad and I got new shiny bits to put into my body. And then I felt better. Okay, so to the Troida military workshop now. Hand over those seismic sensor power cores. In goes the power cores, out comes experience, happy days. And we have an engineer
It's grateful to be with you. I would not want to work here on the best of days.
Oh? Doesn't look so bad.
These blasted Balmorrans have no idea what's good for them. They should have fallen to their knees in gratitude when we first offered to bring them into the glory of the Empire.
One way or another, we will bring them to their knees.
Well said, my lord. Perhaps you wouldn't mind assisting me with a small problem. Last week, those wretched rebels managed to reprogram the defense turrets around Sobrik to detect and target Imperial troops. The engineers I sent to fix them were massacred. My only hope is to find someone willing to brave both the rebels and the turrets themselves to repair them.
These rebels must learn they have no chance against the Empire.
Thank you. The turrets are scattered around the perimeter of the city and guarded well by rebel spies. You'll need to use this to neutralize their defenses, then upload this code to allow us to reprogram the proper targets. Those rebels will pay for their impertinence with their lives.
Okay, so we saw these shielded cannons earlier. The engineer had give us this portable EMP. I wish we could keep, because we could find quite a few uses for such a device. Task is complete. Any new abilities? No. We do have. Let's get on our way to the workshop. A new passive, though. Sonic Barrier. Activating Force Scream grants Sonic Barrier, which absorbs a small amount of damage for 10 seconds. Oh, well, up to 10 seconds. That's not a lot of damage it absorbs, but... Guess it's something.
The turrets are ready for reprogramming.
Hail the Emperor! I owe you my thanks and far more. The Corps of Engineers will more than compensate you for your service. Now those rebels will see how lucky they are to be part of the glorious Empire.
Indeed. Well, choose one of these two implants. Doesn't really matter. I mean, one will probably have like DPS bonuses. The other will have shielding bonuses, but neither as good as the ones we have currently equipped. Alright, someone else over here would like our aid.
Praise the Emperor. My lord, you don't know the relief it is to see you. You are the answer to a problem that has gone from insulting me to threatening the entire Empire.
What do your problems mean to a Sith?
Were I the only one affected, I would never presume. But we both serve the Empire. My name is Gan Sakol. I'm a senior science officer here at Troida. Perhaps you've heard of my involvement in the Protactinian bomber design. No matter. It would only help you understand the sensitive nature of what I do, the secrets I'm privy to.
Let me guess, those secrets walked off with someone they shouldn't have?
Indeed. Though that's a kind way to describe high treason. But let me be direct. I am not the traitor. My wife is the one who betrayed first me, then our empire.
Some elaboration is required.
I should never have brought Kalara to this forsaken backwater. I was so hopeful when she finally stopped complaining. But no, she found her own entertainment. His name is Harez Bant. He's a thug. Clears the trash at the cantina in Sobrik. Imperial intelligence believes he's a spy, and I am certain beyond doubt that he's the one who has the design plans that disappeared from my bedroom drawer.
If he's got those plans, he won't see tomorrow.
Thank you, my lord. I cannot say what it means to have one of the very arms of the Dark Council on my side. The plans must be recovered before Harez sells them to the Republic. He should be at the cantina now. I will gladly give you as great a reward as I can muster should you dispose of this refuse. Then I will deal with my wife.
Lovely. So yeah, his wife got bored while he was doing science stuff, and the person she fell into the arms of happens to be potentially a Republic spy. Great.
Displaying all authorized destinations.
Head back to Sobrik City. Might as well speak to Lieutenant Davril while we're here.
Must have been imagining things, but I could have sworn I heard those generators go pop from here. Thank you, my lord. But it looks like the Resistance isn't done yet.
I should think blowing up their guns leaves little room for misunderstanding.
They're a stubborn bunch. Used to be we kept the Resistance in check in the wilds, but now they've started to get bolder. They're attacking Imperial holdings in the old Balmorran industrial area. We need to punish their boldness. Lieutenant Thorpe at Markaran Outpost has some ideas about how to put the Resistance back in their place.
Okay, find another lieutenant as Lieutenant Thorpe. Let's head on to the cantina.
Evening, sir. What can I offer to wet your throat and bring a smile to your lips?
Point me to Harez Bant and no one gets hurt.
Men were looking for him yesterday, too. Imperial intelligence. Whatever he did, I don't want to know. Harez! Leave the girls alone and get over here. Someone wants you.
And what does such a respected Sith want with Harez Bant?
You've got something that belongs to the Imperial Army.
Possible. I get a lot of gifts, you know. It'd be rude to refuse them.
I'm here to get back what you stole from Officer Sakol.
All right, I know the Sakol girl. Hardly worth this hassle. Little twit barely knew how to kiss a man. But yeah, I've been there. She gave me a few things, for safekeeping. Here they are. It's just some data disks. I don't even know what's on them.
Don't even think about escape.
Hey, you've got the stash. We're done here.
Try not to bleed all over the discs.
Not in my cantina!
No!
There you go. No blood needed to be shed. We couldn't quite confirm that he was working with the Republic. He did say apparently he was given those discs for safekeeping, which didn't exactly ring true to my ears, of course.
At your service, my lord. Travel route is confirmed.
You look satisfied. I hope it's because the wretched spy who stole my blaster designs lies dead on his own floor.
He died for insulting the laws of our empire.
A far more worthy reason than any other crime. But what of Kalara? Did you question him as to her role in this affair?
Without her help, would he even have known what to take?
Yes. I can no longer deny Kalara's role in this. If you haven't tired of my sordid tale, perhaps you could undertake one more task.
If I wanted more melodrama, I'd turn on a view screen.
Then please accept this for your services, and may we both long serve the Empire.
The science officer, of course, wants us to aid in disposing of his wife. If he wants to do it so badly, I'll let him do it himself. Let us head on towards the Mokharan Plains. And I think once we get up to the next outpost, that's where we'll take our break. Yeah, so you need to escort normally the science officer's wife to this little encampment here. Make sure there's no security cameras watching, and then slay her. Of course you can't tell her to run away. You can pretend that you're pretend that the mission's complete and that she's dead. But I'll just choose not to get involved. Okay, so
Even safe areas on this planet feel like the place could go up in flames at any moment.
there we are. What we'll do is we'll take a break here. With nice bit of scenery, I suppose. I was thinking, actually, as we were using the taxi service over to the Troida workshop over in the background there. I was just thinking, who the hell would want a stronghold, a house here on Balmorra? Or Tatooine, or Hoth? I mean, Tatooine and Hoth maybe because of the lore behind them. But it's like No, there's serious reasons why you may not want to live on one of those worlds. But, as I say, we'll leave it here. When we come back, we have Lieutenant Thorpe and a few other individuals who would like our aid here at the Markaran outpost. And, of course, we need to do the first duty of Darth Barris in wiping Commander Rylon's records of his impediments to the Republic and Resistance during the Great War. Thank you all for joining me, though, with some more Star Wars The Old Republic, and hopefully I'll see you for even more next time. Until then, though, take care. Bye-bye now.